hello, hello, hello. In our ongoing series of 14 and 14, I'm going to try to stay on track. This too is going up late, maybe not as late as yesterday, but we also had technical difficulties. But I'm coming to you with the next card. I'm sorry, guys. You know, life is like what life is right now, and I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not giving up either. Okay, so it is what it is. Forgive me for that. I should be back on track. I'm going to be on babysitting duty, so I want to get this done and up before I go, and then I'm going to come back tonight and record the next video, so I'm back on track. At the very least, recording the videos the night before, and it is what it is. I'm not where I thought I was going to be able to try to be this weekend, and that's just it, guys. So there you go. So anyway, let's not go on and on. I am coming to you using, again, new stuff and old stuff. I saw a card on Pinterest I really loved. It just struck me, and it's not like, oh, but it's just, I thought it was really pretty. I'm going to take my spin on it. I'm changing it up a little bit. So I'm using this new, because I wanted to use it. I'm like, okay, and I have other 3D embossing, but I wanted to use this one specifically. So I'm using the new Tim Holtz. I think this is called Entangled, if I'm not wrong. I am using, because I want to pull this little heart right here. So I'm pulling this, and I'm going to go ahead and use the sentiment, and I'm going to use Cupid. I wanted to left field, to deviating differently than what I had planned on doing, because the Cupid's cute. So we're going to use the Cupid and the sentiments from here to make this card. You're gonna say, why do you have whipped cream? I'm gonna show you something, because I'm really gonna deviate from what I saw in that card, just because I can. So what I want you to allow me to do is I'm going to cut these up, because I had cream color, but they're almost yellowy cream. I don't like that color cream, so I'm going to cut up some card bases really fast off camera. I'm going to cut this out as both. Part of this is going to be hearts, and part of this is going to be like a background panel, and then this is going to be the boss panel, because I love, this is like a salmony pink, and it's really my favorite shade of pink. A little bit stronger than I would like, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to mute that out a little bit. All right, so let me cut some paper, and I'm going to be right back with you guys. All right, I'm going to start a little bit backwards today, just because it makes it easier if I do a lot of my stamping on the card itself while it's just one dimension. Now, while I'm doing this, I got a question to you guys. Am I the only one that struggles with cardstock not being squared off? Oh my goodness, it was a trial squaring off these cards so that I can get them, you know, and I still had to cut off, you know, a little tiny slivers of paper, because I'm tired of them being wonky and then trying to do that when they're once the page, you know, I have dimensions, I mean layers on it, excuse me. So anyway, I just, it's a question, you know, just ask him if I'm the only one. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I haven't used this stamp in a while, and I really like it. I think it's appropriate for Valentine cards. What I make with my hands, I give with my heart. Oops, maybe I should take that down, take that, because I don't think I need it right now. I could do that this way, and it is, whoops. Now, of course, if it doesn't stay stuck, and when all else fails, let's lick it, because it might just be dirty. So I'm going to try that again, and if not, then we're going to try, then we're just going to tape it, and the heck with it. And this one is just, it's an older one, so it, you know, it might be at that point. I think it's crooked. Yeah, it's not picking up at all. Let me try that one more time. Let me see. Does it want to cooperate? Okay, now it wanted to cooperate. So I had to really press down on it. So I'm going to make sure that, and hopefully this will not backfire on me. We will see. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp it in red. Nobody would do black on the back, but since this is the color I'm going to be using for the sentiment inside and front, what the heck? We might as well stay consistent. Oh, this should be interesting, because I picked up ink. Really? That should be, you know what, here, we're going to solve that problem very easily. The little piece of scrap of, there we go. Ha! There you go. And you know what, push comes to shove. Let's go backwards, since we don't trust that stamp. Let's see, how's it going to, let's see how it works. Pretty good. There we go, look at that. Perfect. Ha! Sometimes one must be creative in the madness. So give me a second. I'm going to stamp all of them, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back and I have successfully stamped all the backs of these cards. Worked out great. Now we're going to do the inside sentiment again because it's easier to stamp these puppies when they are, I don't have done anything to them. So let's play it smart, okay? And, you know, just for the heck of it, just to be out of character. And I'm just going to put this down with my magnets. I'm not going to go crazy with, oh, good Lordy, have mercy, with the sticky, whatever, the thingy from scrapbook.com. I can't even think. Good Lord, I try not to, it hurts. All right, so I'm just going to put Happy Valentine's Day on the inside of this card. So just going to put it up here so I have enough to, you know, to put Love Stephen Meyer or whatever it is that I decide to put in it. Or if I hand these also to Nan because she's wanting to send out a bunch of Valentine cards. So, you know, I now am her supplier of cards. Woo, sorry. And we're just going to get ahead. Again, I'm going in with my pomegranate red from FSJ because I really like this color. So, and it's handy. And it's pretty. And it's handy. And there you go. And those are my reasons. And now that I have Mini Me, I can just go with the sound effects. Okay, it's very important that you use sound effects. And perfect. Isn't that great? I may go, maybe let me see if I press down. I don't want to over press. But I think it's good, but you know what? We're going to hit it one more time. So we're just going to hit it. And it's better to not press down because these are not photopolymer. These are just acrylic, so they are a little bit more mushy. And so it's better, even if you have to go multiple times. You can still make acrylics work. The bigger the sentiment, like here, the easier it works. There we go. See, that was just 2 stamps. Hello. So, and I stamped no, I did stamp. Okay, for a minute, I'm like, oh my gosh, I stamped the wrong side of the card. Don't mind me, I'm crazy. I know, it's shocking, right? Okay, give me a second. I'm going to stamp the other cards. Okay, I am back. I am now ready. And I started to put this away. I go, no, wait. I have a sentiment that I still need to put on the outside. Little banner. And for this, I will use my pad. And last night, I gave it a little bath because you're supposed to apparently periodically do that to get it. I mean, it's just like for anybody who uses a Cricut or a Silhouette or anything. You guys are familiar with the concept. You clean it up to get, you know, the papers that are stuck to it so that it remains sticky. So I'm going to stamp on this piece of paper on 2 sides because I have 2 cards, although I'm only going to do 1 card for the video. So I'm just going to take this sentiment, which is just wanted to say, because on the inside will say Happy Valentine's Day. So I'm going to put that right there, and I'm pretty sure that's way more than enough space. Oh, no, see, this is where it's tricky. I got to come in a little bit. So I want to see if I can get out of this one little scrap piece of paper both of them out. So we are going to find out, right? What the heck? If not, then I have to cut another sliver of the paper. Oh, the horror. I mean, I have a nice amount, and I think this is a pink that I can get easily at Hobby Lobby. So, I mean, it's not a problem. Now, I'm going to go back, and we're going to see how this works, because I'm going to take this, and this is a bit more kind of cursive, but we're going to see how this goes on textured paper. If it doesn't look good, oh, horror of horrors, I'm just going to flip the paper over. You know, that's it. So, but we're going to go easy on it, and let's see, because I like that texture. I really, really do. So let's see how it works. Oh, it works just fine. Works just fine. So there we go. But I'm not pressing too hard. I'm just going ahead. I'd rather do it 2 or 3 times and just layer it up. And that will give me my desired result. So we'll just come here and we'll just stamp it down again. And we'll just go back and forth with Mini Me here. Now that it's back, I feel so much better that Mini Me has returned to me. It's returned to the fold. Yay. Because I really did. I use that one. I mean, Big Daddy is great. But Mini Me, for something like this, I don't need Big Daddy. And it's almost like too heavy. And then I end up possibly being more heavy-handed and not having the desired result. You know what I'm saying? Where I smush it. There we go. So I think at 3, I'm going to try 1 more layer because it just makes it stick out against the peachy background. So I don't mind doing that. So, I mean, you guys might mind. It's okay, Myra, enough. But better safe than sorry. So, yeah, there we go. Perfect. 4 is the number. 1 one is, no, it's not a 3 dog night thing. Okay, guys, this is just the one. I'm just going to take this off. And what I'm going to do is flip my little piece of paper over and stamp the other side. So give me a moment and I will be right back. Alrighty then, I'm going to confess that I was unfaithful to you and I went ahead and cheated and went ahead and stamped, actually not stamped, but I cut both of the sentiments out, and then I'm planning on just doing a little bit of a shadow layer with the craft color just to bring it back in from the little tiny bit of edging. I'm also planning on doing this in a craft layer, which is way off, but I want you to see how close I called it. Is that good? Is that good? I knew. I was positive that I was going to be able to get those 2 sentiments out of that little piece of scrap paper, and it was just the leftover scrap from everything else. So I still have, and how, oh my goodness, I got to fix this because look what happened. We'll see. Maybe this might be, I don't know when I did that, but okay, this might be fixable. So I'm not going to panic yet because I have an idea. Okay, so I have now, I'm going to cut out, I'm planning on cutting this hard out of craft color. I'm just letting you guys know. And then this guy, I had an evil plan. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I was going to do it out of some mirror card that I had here, scrap mirror card. But then when I was grabbing the scrap mirror card in my scrap paper, I hit on this red and I liked it too. Decisions, decisions, decisions. So I think since I'm setting up to make 2 cards anyway, you know what? I think I'm going to cut one of each. And then we'll make them up and then we'll see what you guys think. Which one do you like the best? Okay. So let me do my little die cutting here because you guys don't need to know that at this point. We all know how to die cut. If you guys want me to do it on camera, please, by all means, drop me notes and let me know and I will. Otherwise, I'm trying to, get some time off of these videos to get them a little bit shorter. Okay. So give me a second. I'll be right back. Right now, this card is going a lot faster camera time than it is in real life. Trust me on this. Okay, so let's find, this is the dinged one. So let's see, because I've got to get this. So let's see. Here's the important part. Can I make it? Yes. Oh, yeah. I can now trim. So I'm trimming off from here because let me remind myself my measurements here. So this puppy is 3 3/4 by 5. All I want is a sliver, like 1/8 of an inch to show all the way around, which means if it is 5, and let's get this on the cut edge. So we're going to come back through 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch cuts off the offending area, although there's a little bit of here. So I'm going to literally come back off 1/8 of an inch so I can cut from both ends. So there we go. And because there's a tiny, can you see there's a tiny bit of a lip there. So we want to trim that off too. So now, we will go to 4 3/4, which is what I had recorded on my handy dandy notebook. So now by the same token, we are in the same boat. So this way we want 3 3/4, right? Which would be a lot. So I'm actually going to back off the 4. And even then, I mean, let's see. Let's go back to, I don't have to trim it off. So let me take a look at what that looks. And this looks, just to be safe, I'm going to take that last 1/8 of an inch off from that side so that we are at 3 3/4. I like how I put 3.3 and then 7/5. So 3, instead of putting 3.75, I put 3. I made it in fractions that make no sense whatsoever. Oh my goodness, Mad Scrapper. I'm telling you guys, I'm my own kind of special. All right, so we're back here again. So we're going to trim this off again the same way. So I got to take it down. So I'm going to take 1/4 of an inch, right? I don't know, because I like that busy edge. And this is, it seems like a little less busy. So I may take it all off from that. So let's take a real quick examination, because I took this really close to the edge and I really like that detail. So in this instance, I'm pulling it all off of one end, out of from this end. So let me grind that up. And then now here, I want to take some more off of this end, but I got to trim it down to 3. Did I say 3.5? Wait a minute. What did I do this one? I may be off. Yep, I still have to trim off more. So I didn't trim off. So it is 3.5. I was looking at the wrong notes. Dorcas. Now, this is busy. So again, it might be a case where it's all coming off from this end, quite frankly, because I want to keep all of this there. So I'm going to 3 3/4 first, and then double check it against my background, because I am many things and an imperfect creature is at the top of the list. So see, yep. So all things being equal, so that's at 3 3/4. I got to take it to the 3 1/2, which is what it's supposed to be. Nimrod. Okay, and now we're going to do the same with this one. Oh, my speaker went off because I haven't been playing anything on the computer. I usually play music, but not in the background while we're here playing. So now, which side do I take it off of? Because they're both pretty. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be all things being equal. I'm going to take an 1/8 of an inch off of each end. When, you know, all else fails, then split the difference. Let me line that up. Okay. 1/8 of an inch here. And an 1/8 of an inch here, so it gets us to 3 1/2. There we go. So now I've got all of that. I think I've done all the cutting I need to do right now. So we're going to get rid of all our little scraps into my trash can that is already full, and now something fell out. I'm not going to worry about it. Now, remember what I was saying? So in this one, I went wrong. Had I done it this way, I could have gotten all of them out of practically that one piece of paper. But look, see? I have cut all of those out. Nobody's ever going to know the difference. And it is a bigger sliver than I wanted. But at this point, you know what? It is the beauty of a handcrafted item. And here it is. I'm looking at it, and this is not squared off. So let's take another look at that. Let's re-examine here. And it's not because it's crooked. It's the paper. Yep, that's what happened. I'm a little tiny bit off. See? And that's something that you want to check. So let's double check it again to make sure that I have more than a sliver. And you know what? If I really, really want that sliver, I could just trim down this panel and take off like an 1/8 of an inch. And I am sorely, sorely tempted to do it. I'm going to do it. What the heck? Again, this is my card. No rhyme or reason needed. And I'm just going to do, so I'm going to take an 1/8 of an inch off of 2 sides of this card, of this panel. So let's see. Okay. And this is really what I wanted. I just wanted a tiny, tiny bit. Now it's almost too tiny. See, this is sometimes where things kind of backfire off of you, because now I got to take a little tiny sliver on this side. I'm not even working the other one. I'll work that one off camera and then come back to you. So I'm just taking a little itty bitty bit off. And again, part of it, I think it's part of it being warped a bit. It went, because remember, we're pushing paper, you know, so there we go. This is what I wanted. So now we are ready to rock and roll. Let's go ahead and grab Big Mama. Hello, Mama. And we're going to put adhesive on the back. We're going to work with her carefully. I need to go into the garage. I'm positive I have a backup Mama there. And we're going to see, because this one's giving me a bit of trouble, because the tape keeps going this way and this way, this way. It keeps going back and forth, so I don't stay close to the edge. Although, looks like if I slow down and press hard down, it looks to be working better. So that just might be it. And again, I have had Big Mama almost as long as I've been, you know, paper crafting. I got her like probably a year, maybe 2 in. And I've been paper crafting since 2008. So, you know, go figure. And there we go. So now I want you to give me a second. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the other panel. Now for my next trick, we are going to now reveal why I brought the whipped cream in. You guys may already be on to me, but I wanted to give it a little bit of a shabby chic kind of vibe to it. To do that, I'm going to go in, and this is, even though it looks very old, and it probably is, I'm going to load it up with whipped cream, and I'm just going to go lightly over, because I'd rather go lightly and then build it up. But what I want to do is pick up just the part, see, just the part that's raised. I mean, this is what you would do if we had, you know, white core paper, but this isn't white core paper. I could have bought some. That would have made sense, and then I would be, I'd still be doing something. What I should have done, and this is my mistake, is I should have done this before I attached it. I put it onto the panel here, so I'm having to be extra careful so that I don't hit the craft area. But you see, and this is what I meant with, because that I felt it was kind of bright. And I thought, but I go, this will kind of shabby it up a little bit, distress it a little bit. And it's just, and it is a little bit time consuming. You don't want to do it all at once. You know, you see me pounce, 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 and then I take some off. Just because I'm a nut. But that way that you know, when you go in, you know that first is going to have the most ink on it. So if I take a little bit of it off, I'm not in fear of having over inked this panel. But this is exactly my desired effect. So and you can just do this. This is totally to taste. I am shabbying it up a bit, you know, not a lot, you know, I'm somewhere, but I'm making, you know, I'm like grabbing the edge, you know, and leaving some in the mender, but I'm really catching the raised edges of this. And it's just, I love it. And this is exactly what I wanted it to do. So, and it's all a process. You just have to, it's better. And I'm barely touching it. I'm not kidding you. I'm not hitting it hard. You want to slowly build this up. But look at that. See now, I mean, look at the difference. Look at how bold this looks, and it looks fine just that, but look at that. It's softened. It softened the look. And that's what I wanted to do. I know how to make this work. I know how to make this brighter pink because I love this pink. Now see, I want to pick up more of this edge right here, but it's like right on the corner. So let me just carefully just go, you know, take my time. You know, what's time here? You guys have nothing better to do than hang out with me, right? Okay. And I think I'm going to call that, I think, pretty good. I'm going to be happy with that. So give me a second because I'm going to do the other panel as well. All right. Once again, have to confess that the infidelity continues. I have been unfaithful to you yet again. In that, I just wanted to get a layout of the card real quick. So this is my panel. I haven't put it on my card base yet, but I knew what I wanted to do. So I knew I wanted to do this. I'm pretty sure, that's why I cut 4 of these. I wanted it to layer it a little bit, not a lot, because I'm going to put like 3 of these guys behind my little Cupid guy. So, I mean, I really wanted him to stand on. I actually think 3 is too many. I may go, I don't know. I may only go with 2 with him. I mean, 2 may be enough. I mean, it's because this is good. This is basil, so it's a little bit heavier. So let's try 2 and the Cupid itself, because that might be enough. I'm forgetting that, yeah, there's only 2 layers here. So I think actually 2 layers. So see, I think 2 layers. But I realized when I did, my original plan was to use the craft cardstock itself as the background. And I'm, you know, and just offset it a little bit. And it just, I just wasn't feeling it. So I'm like, well, what the heck? Let's give this a whirl. And there you have it. I felt that was it. Gives it that little pop. So let's get to the business. So yes, so that's what I did. I'm sorry, you know, forgive me for my infidelity. But let's get cracking. Let's get these guys glued together first. And then, and what I'm going to do is, should I just do the puddle method? I think I'm going to do the puddle method and just, whoops, lay down just, you know, literally, of course, that would involve me being able to get glue out of the glue bottle. So he's pretty clogged, but oh, look, I have pins right here. And now I was having them all stuck to a, what's the word I'm looking for? A foam dot there, and then genius, you know, hit me because, yeah, it took me a while. I've been doing this for forever. I actually took a foam dot and then glued a neodymium magnet to it. And now they're on the magnet, so I don't have to periodically take down the foam dot and put a fresh one on. And this guy is really, really, really... So give me a second. I got to really unclog him. Let's see. I have returned, I think, victorious from unclogging the bottle. And there we go. Much better. So I just do this. This is for my newcomers. I just spread a puddle of glue on my silicone mat, because that's why we have a silicone mat. And then we just lay, yeah, this better be the side up because I'm committed no matter what. Okay, so I just make sure that all areas of it get the glue. And then I will pick it up with tweezers. So because there's glue on my hands right now from unclogging the bottle. And I lay it down. Always, always, when you're doing this, you do this with sentiments or whatever, start from the left. That's what works for me, okay? Your mileage may vary. A lot of people just go and smash. I don't do that because it allows it to move. So I gingerly go through, I do the little circle thing here. And with my fingers to make sure it all, and then I will go and, and smash it. But I make sure that all of my edges are lined up and adhered down before I do that. Okay, so I'm going to do that for the hearts, and I'm going to do that again for my little Cupidie friend here. So let's do that. So more glue. Whee! And we'll lay that down. We'll use because this is a little bit finer, a little bit more delicate, obviously. That bow is like, ugh. Really? Why did I pick this? Genius. Okay, and then we're going to go again. Line it up on the left. Once you get it, whoops. So that's no big deal. I just struggled now more because it came back up. But see, once I caught it on the left, everything else goes right into place. So that seems to work for me. That is my left, and maybe I'm just a leftist. I don't know. I'm just crazy in that way. This is the crazy that works for me. But now that I got it all lined up again, all my edges were all even, I could then apply pressure. And you see so many people put their, weighing it down with, a stamp block or whatever. I have never done that. And that's not to say that it doesn't work, but if your glue dries fast enough, I personally don't see the need to do that. But your mileage may vary. I will not question those who are much more talented than I am and question the methods to their madness. Over here on this channel, it is all about the madness, okay? Now, and I've gotten a little bit of glue on the red, but I'm not worried because I am using my Barely Art glue and it dries matte. It's going to be a different matter when I work, and I'll probably just, just lay down new fresh glue because it's different on the shiny layer, because if it dries matte, yeah, great and wonderful, except that my surface is shiny. So then it will be visible. So I got that. I got some schmutzes. That's why you don't want to, you probably want to, about every other application, lay down some fresh glue. And that's why a lot of people do and write all over it. I hate doing that. It is not my cup of tea. So, okay, so I've got those pieces glued together. I will, and I'm going to lay down fresh glue, and we'll do the sentiments separately, because that I can't just squirt glue on. Give me a second. I'll be right back, and I'm going to get that done. Okay, I am back. Got all our lovely little layers glued together. Yay! So now we're down to, I'm going to put this all together, and then I'm going to adhere it to my card panel, because that's what everybody else does, and it seems to work for them. So I'm going to take these. Normally I would just give it just a little, everybody you see does a little tiny shadow layer. I want a big shadow layer. So I am going to, now do I want to use tape or do I, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use tape. That's what I have decided, although it doesn't give me widget time. So, that's the thing, is that I want a little bit of widget time. So we're going to go with glue. I think it's the first wet, moment of wet glue, other than the gluing the layers together, that I'm using. So I'm not going to cover all of it. I'm just going to cover half of it. And we're going to put our little needle in and then do a little bit of that. And that kind of keeps the, I think what happens is the glue is building up and it's getting older. I remember I said this is the original bottle I've had for 2 years. I think that's really a lot of my problem. But I'm going to come down here. I want like a, that's about 1/8 of an inch. Whoops. Come back here, you. It's okay. Actually, you can't even tell. And you wouldn't be able to tell even if I did, because remember, it's it dries matte. Okay, so is it straight? That's the big thing for me. It's straight. Okay, that's all I care about. Now, of course, here it's going to be trickier. On this one, I think I'm just going to go with tape, because oh my gosh, there's going to be some serious slipping and sliding. We're going to be, channeling Paul Simon. if we use glue on that. So I'm just going to go ahead with tape, okay? And of course that's going to be, you know, but it may go faster. Who knows? We'll see. So, oh my goodness. My hands would stop shaking. That's my biggest problem. I have a bit of an essential tremor. Okay. I'm going to call that good. Whether it is, I'm not happy. I don't want it to be that much, but I may be stuck with it. So we'll see. If not, we'll lift it up in a minute. So let's go with that one first. Oh, how about that? Since this is the one I'm happiest with. Ah! Okay, so now we're ready to, I'm going to put my little Cupidie guy on here. So on that, I will, so let me figure out, do I want him to be, no, I'm going to put him just literally going across. So this I am, again, going to use wet glue because it's going to be easier. And we're just going to put, you know, a little bit right around here and up his arm. I'm going to have to switch bottles. Please don't be clogged. Please, 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 please don't be clogged. Yay. And a little dot right there. And let's run a little bit down his legs. So a lot of times I'll do this and I'll leave areas open and not, you know, so that it kind of, I don't know, it looks loose, but this one, I don't want that to be the case. So now we're just going to kind of center it down on my heart, and he shouldn't move in theory, but we're using glue, so he does. So I have to press him down, and then I just want to center him. Again, I'm not, too terribly worried because, one, I have cool tools. Whoop, as Big Mama wants to fall down. There we go. And two, it's going to dry matte anyway, so you won't notice. So we're calling that good, okay? And then we're going to come back. Oh, this is going to be a joy. Oh, no, wait, because the shiny stuff is on the top. So it's not, again, it'll be the same thing. So this time we know, you know what I should be doing? Hang on. There we go. Nobody saw me do that. This is what we should do. I didn't even think about it. It's not like this is my only glue. This is a moment where we necessarily don't need widget time. There's such a small space here that I should be able to center it fairly quickly. We'll see how that goes. But let's, but we're going to use our Nuvo because our Nuvo dries faster. And this is a moment where I have a need for speed. I made a punny. All right, so let's take that and let's center it down. This time I have a lot less widget time, like none. And where is the other? This is the tool I was looking for the minute ago. But I can come in here and pick all of that up. And there we go. Whether it's perfect or not, it is what it is. And now, whoops, okay, I shouldn't have done that because it's still not dry. So we're going to wait until it is really dry, and then we're going to buff up the shiny if I've left any schmutzes or anything. So we're going to set that aside now. We're going to come over here, and now we're going to decide where, and this is dimensional. So I think Big Mama tape would work. I think it should be good. I mean, it doesn't have to last forever. It doesn't have to survive the zombie apocalypse. It just, you know, has to hang out there for a while, for however long they want to keep it. So we still see a lot of that busy area there. So that's where I'm going. So I'm going to go ahead and use Big Mama tape. And it is what it is. So let's just go through here, but we will be generous with it, or fairly generous. And just go ahead and let me try to get that little, because I'm not going to try to grab the lacy part. Okay, so there we go. We got a fair amount. Although first, what I should have done is this. Let's get this sentiment down. Whoops. So we're going to put 2 pieces right here, run it so it's pretty much on the red. And I want it down here at the very bottom, on the bottom right. I am not centering this. I am now, see, before I was a leftist, now I'm going to the far right. So there you go. That's how I roll, people. And here now we're just going to put that right there. I'm going to come down and overlap it a little bit. I'm going to bring it in just a little bit. So it's from the farther right. And there you go. Good, bad, or otherwise, that's what it is. Now let's play with our shiny guy here. And let's see, give me a second to see whether how much, I mean, it is a little bit of a wider band than the other one, but you know, I don't know that it's a problem. Other than you guys know that that wasn't what I intended on doing. So if what I can do is let's dip it this way. We might go a little bit farther here so that that little bottom fits right on over the E so that I can dip it down just a little bit more. So, I mean, and there you go. It is all, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? This is all about it being a handcrafted item. Nobody is going to know that that wasn't what I intended on doing. And you guys aren't going to rat me out, right? Don't tell on me, okay? Don't turn me in. So now I know I'm going to come over here. I'd look like about 1/4 of an inch. And then so I can come right in here. And yep, I'm a little bit from the edge. I can still come in right over the E. And we are calling it good. It is what it is. So let's go that way. And we are going to go this way and a little bit more and a little bit more than that. How about that? And now we're going to come in. Whoops, let's pay attention, Myra. Although sometimes I'm too broke to pay attention. Ah! And there we go. And that is an instant stick. Now, remember what I was talking about? I needed, there is, I can tell, there's like, not schmutz. It's just my, you know. But all we have to do is buff our little angely, our little cupidity guy here. And you can no longer tell. Yep, that's it. It just, I could tell it was like residue. I think I just, you know, just off my fingers. Probably just the oils off my fingers. Although there's glue all over them too. So now we've got this down. All we have to do, people, we are on the home stretch. We are almost done. Is now we're going to center it on a card. That's it, people. We have got this. Now now I have a wider edge than I was planning again. And there you go. It is what it is. You know, it was not my intent, but I had to fix it. So, and whatever. Who cares, really? In the grand scheme of things. Okay, so now we are going to put this, and now we have to center it. Nice and pretty. Right, this is the, well, of course it's the back because you would see that. Hello. Genius. So we've got, I'm just going to center it, making sure top to bottom, side to side. Life is great. There we go. And now we do the same for our friend over here. So really, I was not intending on making both cards all the way along, but I did. It wasn't that much of a longer video, I think. We'll see. But yeah, this is not taking that long. And that was with me adding, you know, and changing the original design. So whoops, I have a little bit of a schmutzy hanging out there. No! And, come on, Myra. Get your act together. Stop sticking to your card. And let's just center it. Is pretty? Is it good? Is good, I think. Close enough for government work, right? There we go. Although don't talk to me about the government, okay? I deal with a government agency all day long, every day, 5 days a week. Okay, there we go, party people. What do you think? Give me your thoughts. Tell me which one do you like the best? Because really, honestly, I'm still undecided. I like both for, I mean, this one has definitely the more distressy look. This one has a distress with that pop. So both of them have redemption in their own way. And I really love the shabby of the background and how I muted it down. So it's very, very good. So I want to hear your opinions, guys. Tell me what you think, okay? So on that note, I'm asking for your opinion. I'm going to go. I'm going to run away now and hide. No, I'm going to render this video and get out of here. I'm going to be babysitting my babies. So anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me on this little adventure with my little cards here. If you like them, if you learned something from it, then by all means, give me a thumbs up, drop me a note, And if you want to see more of a continuation of this madness, guys, you know what to do. Subscribe, ring that bell. I will be back with this dog and pony show, all right? Meanwhile, I'm going to let you go. You guys try to make more beautiful things than I can. And meanwhile, I'm going to go. But on that note, don't ever forget, people, we're all a little mad here. So come on, let's craft the madness together, okay? I'm going to talk to you guys later. Bye!